Hello students, now I am moving on to the fourth segment, that is the complete summary of the poem. And by this time the concept of the poem is clear to you all. Let me go through the summary, let me explain it to you so that it becomes more clearer. The poet casually asks the gentle rain who she is. Remember, rain is feminine in gender. And already by this time you know about the sort of bonding that already developed between the poet and the rain, and the poet asked few questions to the rain, and the rain replied to the poet that the poet later translated for the readers to ascertain and interpret it in their own way. So, this poem basically dealt with the conversation between the poet and the rain, just barring or leaving behind the last 2.5 lines where the rain's own perception is being highlighted, not related with the conversation between the poet and the rain, because the remaining 2.5 lines it is written in brackets, or first bracket has been given. If you see the poem from the text, you will get to know what I am talking about. Now let me continue. The poet casually asks the gentle rain, actually it is written in your text, soft falling showers, or we can say gentle rain, who she is. Surprisingly, the rain answers the question in detail and in human voice. The poet translates the statement of the rain into English so that the readers can access and interpret it. That was the reason. After the conversation got over, the poet translated the poem into the English language so that it is reachable to the readers. I am moving on to the next paragraph, dear students. The rain says that she is the song of earth. Poem of the earth, actually poem is song, as hinted in many of the other poems written by Whitman in his collection of poems Leaves of Grass, that already I discussed previously in my previous audio presentation. So let me continue. The rain says that she is the song of earth, which is her birthplace and her mother. She is born out of the water bodies on the land and the vast sea. It is written in your text, out of the land and the bottomless bed of the sea. So, from the land and the bottomless bed of the sea, in the form of intangible vapors, it rises up. It is the formation of clouds, evaporation, condensation, and finally the formation of clouds. What we actually related with the mechanism of the entire water cycle process. I repeat, it is related with the mechanism of the entire water cycle process. So let me continue. She is born out of the water bodies on the land and the vast sea. In the form of vapor, she rises upward, appears like dark clouds, cannot be touched, that is untouched, or in other words, intangible. Yet it stays on the sky for a short period before falling down in the form of rain. The core shape of the rain remains the same, though it changes into various forms or various multiple shapes, and finally it remains as clouds, as dark clouds, but finally it descends as a form of heavy rain or torrential rain, or sometimes as soft falling showers. It follows the cycle of birth, growth, and returns to its original form. So ultimately the bottom line is that this is a very important part for every one of you to remember, that finally the rain follows the cycle of birth, growth, and finally it returns to its original form, or it returns to its original shape. I am moving on to the last paragraph in terms of summary explanation. The rain serves a heavenly purpose. And what is that? It fights drought. Actually, drought is related with dry conditions. It's a sort of a natural calamity, dear students. So, I repeat, it fights drought, that is dry conditions on the earth, and waters the soil. It washes away. Actually, there is a term like laves, Laves. Lave means it washes away. It washes away the layers of dust and dirt particles and helps the seed to germinate again. Sprout means to grow. Actually, grow means to germinate. And lave is a term you will find in your text. Lave means to wash. So I repeat, it washes away the layers of dust and helps the seed to sprout again. That means it helps the seed in the process of germination. This cycle goes on eternally. It's a never ending cycle. It goes on eternally. It serves the divine function of giving back life to dry earth and drying plants. So it is actually a cyclic function, and it can be said to be a divine function of giving back life to the place of one's own origin. I repeat, it is a divine function or a cyclic function of giving back life to the place of its own origin. That is, in case of dry earth and drying plants, it washes the earth of its dirt and dust, and not only that, it helps the seed in the germination process, or we can say in the sprouting of the seeds. It makes all earthly things clean, pure, fertile and beautiful. So not only it helps in the process of germination, and not only it helps in adoring the elements of the earth. Adoring means to beautify, to adorn, ADORN, but it also helps to in the process of growth in the natural world. That is also a very important point, dear students. You have to remember it. It fulfills the purpose of its birth, its chain of duties, and finally it returns to the earth lovingly in water form. And finally it returns back to the earth, which is also related with the entire chain of mechanism, that it will rise as vapor in intangible form, and then there will be the water formation of clouds, condensation, evaporation, finally formation of clouds, and then it will descend on the face of the earth to beautify, purify, to provide nourishment, and also it helps in the germination process of seeds. That means to beautify, clean and purify the natural world. So entire activity is actually a cyclic process, and the rain does it in a divine form. Each and every time the rain does this cyclic process in a divine form. It doesn't bother whether its services are heeded, noted or not. That means wrecked or unwrecked. There is a term, wrecked or unwrecked, with love it duly returns. That means whether it cared or uncared, it never matters to the rain. Wrecked or unwrecked, with love it duly returns. That means whether it is cared or uncared, with love it returns back. Whether its services are praised or whether its services are criticized, it never matters to the rain at all, because ultimately it comes back. So I repeat, it doesn't matter whether its services are heeded or noted or not, because it's a divine process, it's a natural process. Finally it is a part of its job, it returns back to the earth. That means it nourishes, purifies, beautifies and helps in the growth process of the natural world. That means the bottom line is that it returns back to the place of its own origin. So there it ends the summary of this poem. Dear students, go through it, listen to my audio presentation also, and definitely if there is any doubt, without any hesitation, feel free to ask me. Thank you, students. Thank you all.